Hello everyone and welcome back to Nightmares in Nature. As always, I'm your host, Mr.G. You know, I've decided something. I've decided that after today, I'm going to go soul searching, and I'm going to find those names on the computer and see what the deal is. So yeah, wish me luck with that. Anyway, today, we're talking about, well, actually, I kinda already made a video like this, but there was only about one member. Today, we're talking about the whole enchilada. Monitor lizards. Okay, looking back, maybe I should have made this when I made Komodo dragons, but I honestly thought Komodo dragons deserve their own video. Please don't be mad at me for that. Let's try to make this work anyway, okay? Okay. Monitor lizard refers to any reptile in the Varanus genus. They're reptiles, they're carnivores, they are described in 1790, and they live in Africa, Asia, and Australia. Because Europe doesn't have any wildlife for some reason. Monitor lizards consist of some of the largest of all the lizards. Remember, this is the same genus that contains Komodo dragons. But not all of them are big. Some species are actually less than a foot long. Despite not being the biggest predators, monitor lizards are still very tough little guys, almost being comparable to badgers in a way. These guys are very successful predators thanks to their high intelligence, sharp claws, and their venomous bites, which allows them to survive debatably more dangerous predators. Monitor lizards get their name from their behavior of standing on their hind legs to observe their surroundings, or in other words, monitoring it. Monitor lizards are natively found all throughout Africa, Australia, and southern Asia, with one specimen accidentally being introduced into the Everglades because, of course, as I said before, the Everglades just seem to be a magnet for invasive species, don't they? Monitor lizards have a pretty wide dietary range, eating pretty much whatever they can kill, including fish, birds, eggs, mammals, and even smaller monitor lizards. Speaking of smaller monitor lizards, the smallest lizards of this genus are actually herbivores. So yeah. Pretty much every single species of monitor lizard is also semi-aquatic and are generally great swimmers, able to swim long distances without getting tired. In fact, some scientists think monitor lizards originated in Asia and then swam off to Africa and Australia. Now earlier I mentioned their intelligence, so let's discuss that for a bit, why don't we? Research has shown that monitor lizards are actually pretty high on the intelligence for reptiles. Studies have shown they're able to count, captive specimens can distinguish between their caretakers, and Nio monitors have been observed creating planned-out attacks, with one lizard distracting mother crocodiles away from their nest while the other one digs up the nest in order to eat the eggs. Speaking of, monitors are one of those animals that care for their eggs, but once the babies hatch, they're pretty much on their own. Oh, and even more interestingly, some species are even capable of asexual reproduction. I probably should have mentioned that in my Komodo dragon video, but I forgot, so I'm mentioning it here. Okay, we have 5 cards to look at, plus a bonus one that's not technically a monitor lizard, but I do not want to give it its own video. So let's get into them. First up, we got the Nio Monitor. And this one seems fine. Its aggression seems kind of overstated, but I'm not sure how by much, so I'm not going to deduct a point for that, so 10 out of 10 for now. Next up, the Salvadori Monitor. And honestly, once again, this one is fine. You also get a 10 out of 10. Gigantic Lace Monitor, same deal. Savannah Monitor, wait a minute! I just realized this card has a slang term in it. Not a racist one, but if you look on your left, you can see a common terminology that, well, I'm not explaining it. You guys probably know what it means. So, I don't know. That's just funny. I don't know if that term existed at the time, but I just kind of find that funny. And I have to bring that up because that's the only thing I can say about this card. 10 out of 10 once again. Sand Monitor, same thing. Finally, there's the Tigu. Yes, I know this isn't a monitor lizard, but I am not giving this thing its own video. So I'm lumping it in here. And honestly, I don't have much to say here. 10 out of 10. You know, I question why they had so many constrictor snakes, but, like, why do they have so many monitor lizards? Most of them are basically the same animal anyway, so... Oh, and I don't even mean that as an insult. Most of them are literally the same genus, so I don't understand why they needed 5 of them. I feel like just 1 or 2 of them would have gotten the point across. Anyway, let's talk about relations of humans. Now, surprisingly enough, monitor lizards are actually decently popular pets. They're not exactly something you can buy at a pet store, but they're something that pet traders will often send you if you give them money or something like that. I don't know how the acquisition process goes for these guys. From what I've heard, they're actually pretty good pets too. They're pretty loving and things like that, so yeah. But don't be fooled by that. Wild monitor lizards are not something you should harass. Remember, they do have venom, and they could easily kill you. None of them are as dangerous as the Komodo dragon, but some of them do come pretty close. They're pretty common in zoos. After all, the Komodo dragon's a pretty common zoo animal, but the others are also pretty common in zoos. I don't really have much else to say. They're also a food in some countries, and yeah, that's about it. Well, that's all for this episode of Nightmares of Nature. Next time, we're switching back over to the video I've been meaning to make until I decided to abandon the schedule, because I think it's finally time to give in and talk about strange lizards. Yes, I know I haven't done Tiny Terrors yet, but this is technically a different cycle, meaning that Tiny Terrors is going to come after the Strange Wonders on this cycle. So, we good? We good. Okay. Bye. Mr. G, guess what? Guess what? We just got a phone call, and the mayor wants to see us. Wait, what? The mayor? Yeah, he said to meet us immediately. Crap, we gotta go then. Later. You must be Mr. G, and these must be your little friends. It is such an honor to finally meet you guys. You have brought Luxoville so much tourism over the years, ever since you started your series, and for that, we are thankful. However, I must inform you that for certain crimes you guys have committed in the past few months, I am afraid I'm going to have to place all three of you under arrest, and we are confiscating your little raptor friend. Hey, let go of me! You can't take me! Oh, no, this is illegal! Oh, please let me go, I told my mom I'd never end up in jail! Now, you guys let me go! Yes, and now you must all three pay the price for what you've done.